What's a little trim amongst friends?
Then gone and done a gig, and then when I got back from the gig, as I was getting out the car, he attacked me. The police were called. We were both arrested. I spent the night in jail. The next morning, I wasn't released until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And as I was going home in a taxi, I drove past them walking down the road hand in hand like two sweet little fucking lovers. And that kind of, a little something snapped. So when I got home,
Well,
I just
yeah.
locked the door and basically went through every single one of her possessions and either slashed it to pieces with a Stanley blade or poured bleach all over it, poured bleach in all her drawers, fucking destroyed all her CDs, destroyed all her fucking shoes, destroyed all her handbags, destroyed all her clothes in the fucking closet, everything. Because I knew the only way I was going to be able to hurt her was to touch her shit, because she was really funny about her shit. She was she was massively like she had she was sociopathic because of severe trauma when she was very young, and afterwards her dad killed himself, and yeah, she'd never really dealt with it. So she was pretty messed up. She was dangerous, man. She was fucking dangerous. And it proved it when she tried to fucking plunge a carving knife through my heart, through my chest. Like, she was really going for it, man. I was lucky I was quick. Don't know what it is about me and psychos. She was the most psycho. The other ones were just, just batshit crazy, whatever. Had narcissistic personality disorder or whatever.
I got one for you, dude. This is
dangerous people.
So dumb. So I had this one chick that we weren't even actually dating. We were just screwing like on Tuesdays or whatever. Our schedules wouldn't allow us to spend very much more time together than that, but that was basically all it was. So like randomly, I'm hanging, and this is so stupid. I was at like a grocery store or some crap, and my sister is a practical joker. She loves to put people in the lurch, especially me and my brother. It is one of her happiest moments on earth. She comes over, wraps her arm around me, looks me straight in the face, and I was there talking to a dude that I went to school with that I hadn't seen in years, and she looks at me and she goes, "What are you doing here? I'm at home with 5 children, and you're over here talking to your boyfriend? How dare you?" It was all fun and games until I look up and I see the redheaded chick just staring at me like she was going to murder me. And I was like, this has gone sideways in ways you can't possibly understand. My sister doesn't care. She just keeps like laying it on thick, right? Home chick sees all of that. She drops everything in her fucking arms and walks out of the store. And I look my sister straight in the face. I'm like, you just got me stabbed. You realize that? I mean, she's a total psychopath. I mean, she's great in bed, but I wouldn't want to marry her, And she's like, you probably shouldn't be messing with folks like that. And the other guy that was there was like, yeah, no, you certainly not be messing with those people. So I leave. She's gone. I get in the truck. I leave. A couple days go by. I go over to a totally unrelated location that's technically speaking has nothing to do with this chick. I am actively avoiding her for this very reason. I walk in and everyone's giving me like this 10,000 yard stare, like I had done something wrong. And I walk in and I'm like, what? I cut a fart, and all of a sudden, bam, there's something sticking out of my freaking side. And luckily it was like a little tiny little freaking old timer. The little short blade on an old timer. It was the only one that was left. I don't know where the hell the damn thing come from. I got so mad and so freaked out that she was 102 pounds dripping, soaking wet. And I grabbed her by her bra and the button on the front of her pants and pushed the door open and just slung her out in the yard, shut the door and locked it. like a fucking tote sack, dude. I was like, shoo. And everybody in the house starts laughing.
Beanbag.
Right? I was like, there's nothing funny about this. And then they pointed at me, and there's that damn thing sticking out of me. And I reach over, pull it out, look at it, and I'm like, she didn't even get me with a good blade, dude. Like, God,
Where
I'm gonna
did it hit you?
like far, like in my love handle. It like poked straight through fat. It didn't even nothing.
Yeah.
I was lucky, obviously, or she wasn't actually trying to hurt me. Using the tiniest knife on earth was so offensive, though. It hurt my feelings more than anything else.
Dude, this thing my wife plunged at my chest was one of our carving knives from the kitchen. Fucking huge, great big thing.
Yeah, she wanted to make sure she got the job done.
Sliced my hands, but because I caught it with both hands, but it slipped slightly. I had to grip it quite tight, and it sliced my hands right open. Fucking.
The stupid conversation they had in that room after really pissed me off, because most of it derived around trying to guess what it was I'd done to make her mad. And I'm pretty sure everyone in that room was screwing her at that time, to some extent or another. Because like I said, we weren't dating.
Either were or had at some point.
Right, exactly. And I mean, like fairly recently, within like the last 6 months or so.
Where are all these women stabbing everybody?
Oh, dude, women are crazy. They're the most likely to stab you. Well, I mean, actually, yeah. Well,
if they're not poisoned.
Cynthia? Yes. Cynthia, you're crazy.
Oh, don't get me started on that one.
That's because she's in my chat. I'm live.
And your brother in the house. How's it going, Hank?
It's going great.
Hankster.
What's up?
I just heard your story, and I think I don't have this issue because I'm a feminist. Equal lefts and rights, baby.
Hey, here I am in chat. Says when a woman pulls a knife on you, give her a jar of mayonnaise and her instincts will kick in.
Hank, that was a fake laugh.
I'm clipping that.
And you're psychic over the internet now, just like Officer Snaps. That's hilarious.
What's that? 1 hour and 7 minutes, right?
Snark says that when she stabbed her first husband, she said he stops, looks down at the knife, and said, "Baby, don't stab me."
Oh, mate. I did used to wonder why it was that I don't know, either I gravitated towards crazy chicks or they gravitated towards me. I'm always, there's something about a slightly crazy chick that is attractive. I don't know what it is, but I think it's because I'm broken.
They're great at sex.
I don't know. Yeah, they're great at sex.
Yeah,
I can't imagine what it could possibly be.
Like, so
it has to be the sex.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
fucking guy.
Max Vision.
He can't say anything else.
I don't know what it could be.
She was a good fuck, and I guess I couldn't help myself. I handled the craziness for the fuck.
Well, just something about him, you know.
Richie, don't be ashamed. I've been there. I know what it's all about.
Every man has been there.
Yeah, the hot to crazy scale is a relevant thing and quite true in most cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And consider yourself lucky if you haven't.
You seen that video where
been crazied on? Yeah. You've done well, sir.
No, mate. Yeah, I've had a. She was like 9 and she wasn't crazy, and the guy says, "Yeah, that's, dude, you were
that's
fucking."
That's a journey.
That's that CIA crazy hot scale thing, isn't it?
Yeah, the hotter a chick, the more craziness men will deal with. So, you know,
I agree.
And
I married a 9, and I went through 7 years of hell.
Yeah.
So no more 9s for me.
You realize though that we've all got slightly different standards. So a 9 for you might only be a 7 for me.
True.
Yep.
I've noticed
I
once
have-
they cross
I have
from
pictures.
a 6 to a
I'm pretty
7,
sure you'd say
that's
she's
when
a
the
9.
crazy kicks in.
Double O, can you drop the share link backstage so I can put it in my chat for Jason?
I was gonna say, Max, did you come over from my channel or from Sasquatch? But if Sasquatch is asking me to drop a link,
Yeah, no, I ain't got it yet.
I came from neither.
It's pinned at the top of live chat.
Yeah, it's up
yeah,
there.
which
It's up
chat?
at the top.
Yeah. The link is also pinned at the top of my live chat. So if anybody else from my end wants to join the stream, it'll connect you directly
Oh,
to this.
so you're doing it in a different way. You've not connected your stream.
Yeah, I don't really kind of like dig that restreaming thing because you have no control over your panel, you know?
Well, no,
Yeah.
because the thing is, it's my panel and it's my show. And the only reason I don't like people doing it that way is because the chat doesn't get put in, so I don't know what's going on in your chat. That's the only thing I don't. I don't even
okay.
dislike it that much enough to care. Like, you know,
Well, I guess that's a good thing.
it's not like I'm going to look. Even joining the proper way, you gotta go. You know, whatever, man, whatever. So Max, we've not
So
spoken
about that
before.
link.
No, we haven't.
Oh, I've dropped the link in the. Didn't I drop it? Yeah, I dropped it
Hold
in the
on a
chat.
second, Richie. I want to give you my perspective on it. Is instead of me just going live and competing with you, I'd rather join forces. So, in that sense, I might not like do the StreamYard function, but at the same time, I'm still promoting your channel. You know, indirectly, I guess.
Thank you.
Because I'm here, and I was like, I'm bringing like the audience that I have over here, instead of just doing my own thing and not, you know, like, in other words, competing, right? Because I'm not here to compete. I'm
Just
here to
remember,
participate.
my chat are total savages. Careful.
Yeah, and I would invite all of my chatters to come on over to Richie's channel. No
That
problem.
is some cool fucking hair we got going on over there. What the fuck?
Cheers, guys. Brother. Cheers, bro. I was looking at you, bro. I was looking at you, bro. Cheers, my man. How's everybody doing this evening?
Pretty good.
We're doing
man.
good.
How are you?
Good to hear, man. Good to hear.
Nice
Can I
to
call
meet
you Ronald?
Yeah,
Yeah, because that works. I like Ronald. Can we call you Ronald?
Right.
Your
Yeah,
hair
you
is
do what you
long,
want. Do what you want with it. Do
Wait,
what
no,
you
I'm trying to think it is more along the lines of Sideshow Bob. After you fluked your hair up a little
I
bit.
know, right? You know, we fix it for the Simpsons, Sideshow
Yes.
Bob. We do this shit. We can do it. We can do it.
Bob, that's even better, man. That's even better. No,
I
nice
agree.
One. When did you?
Yeah,
when did you
Sideshow
get that
Bob.
done?
I can do it. I can do that.
When did you get that done, man?
You should have done the beard and everything too at the same time, mustache, the whole thing, man. It would have looked
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I think
It
so.
was a discussion, but I said, fuck no.
No,
Fine,
your
I
wife
said-
said no fucking way. That's what she said.
It is what it was, okay? It is what it was.
Hold on. Are we calling the inflatable a wife now?
See, that was a good joke, but no one laughed at it. I don't understand.
Oh, he's laughing on the inside. Look at him.
Yeah, nobody bats an eye at that now with inclusivity. You know.
Yeah, you can get an inflatable with an AI personality, and she still won't make you a sandwich.
Yeah.
Hell,
So what good
I'll
is
tell
it?
you what, though,
It's like-
when Elon Musk invents a fucking sex robot that can make good sandwiches,
wait, who's looking out for
I
Elon?
disagree. When
Here's
Elon
the rub.
Musk, hold on a second. When Elon Musk
got-
comes up with a dishwasher that can suck dick, now we're talking business.
and make sandwiches and make good
If-
sandwiches.
Okay,
They're gonna
I'll
make
put in
it
the
so
sandwiches.
accurate that it backfires, and the
Yeah.
AI sex robot is still gonna tell you to make your own damn sandwich and gaslight you. And
It's great that you're all looking out for Elon. That's fucking great. No, yeah, it's great. Good job, guys.
the authentic girlfriend experience.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Hey, we're trying hard out here, man.
I got red hair, just saying. But good looking enough for Elon. You guys are doing great.
You should put him full screen for the, for the
Who's looking
eye
out for
catching.
Elon?
I wouldn't trust that man with a whole
For the
screen.
audience.
Somebody else is doing it.
Who the
After you go into this shit,
who the fuck
you gotta
is
be
looking
careful.
out for Elon?
You gotta be careful.
I'm gonna have to turn off my fucking mic. Man.
Yes, Rachel, that's real hair. It's dyed. It's real dyed hair. Greetings, G.
I
Greetings.
clipped a clip
Arpol.
from you. Here I am. It's the one where you're filming the butterfly that's licking something on a piece of wood or whatever, and you're making the sound effects of it tastes like schnozberries. That shit killed me, dude. Oh no, we lost Double O. Double O, fix it now.
Don't eat
Doesn't
the
he
sugar.
remind you of the Riddler in Batman Forever?
Okay,
You
so
know Jim Carrey? Remember that?
Yeah. But I always hated Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Jim Carrey would have made a perfect, flawless Joker, and they didn't do it, and I hate them for it every day. The Riddler, if you wanted the Riddler, you're gonna think I'm nuts. The Riddler would have been Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
not a bad idea. Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, I
Go
see
watch
that as
that.
Kevin Spacey.
All right, I want
Yeah,
you to go watch
obviously,
Kevin and squint your eyes.
fucking Jim Carrey didn't really have the role down packed as we all know the villain as the Riddler, and I do believe Kevin Spacey would have been a better.
yeah, better than
Your
Jim
mic is
Carrey.
low.
Remember the dude that used to do infomercials about recovering government money? You know, he sold the book. There was all these ways that you should get free money.
Oh, shit,
Matthew Lesko,
man.
yes.
Yeah.
That is who should have
In
played the
80s.
Riddler.
Hell yeah.
In the 80s.
Okay, but he's way too creepy.
Too creepy?
That doesn't make any sense
Yeah.
at all. He's creepy. He's the right amount of creepy.
Yes.
Edward Nigma. If you met him on the street, Edward Nigma would leave you with the impressions you might have met that guy before, but you couldn't place where. The Joker would leave you with the sensation of blood running down your spine because he stuck a knife in your back while he was giving you $20.
I just realized my man can fucking hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I was telling you, your mic
You can
was
hear
low.
me now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the only thing about this fucking Linux setup, right? Things it keeps fucking around with my mic levels when I'm
Well,
using
no.
StreamYard and stuff. I don't know what's going on. Never mind.
Yeah, StreamYard's annoying that way. I was thinking about trying to try Jitsi and see how it does.
They do it on purpose because they're aligned with Microsoft, so they have to do something to make sure it doesn't function like top notch in other operating systems.
What makes you say they're aligned with Microsoft?
It's just kind of common sense, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, so
So
it's not something that you've seen any proof of, but you feel that
It's
it makes
deductive
sense.
reasoning. It's like it's a logical conclusion. It's the only other way. It's just like antiviruses. Well, there aren't no real viruses. They're just the ones coming up with the virus and then selling you the antivirus for the virus that they came up with.
Well, what about the third-party virus developers?
So would you believe that I operate without an antivirus at all for years and I've never caught a virus? Oh my goodness. Is
How
it
would you
because
know?
I've been fooled the whole time?
Yours is like my specialty, computer stuff. If you block the ads, most of the viruses go away because the viruses go to ads. I block my ads.
Because the only way a virus can enter your system is if you let it in.
Yeah.
Because I know enough
Like
about
a vampire.
computers. Exactly, same thing. You have to give access to the hacker. He
Fucking
needs you to
computers.
click a certain button.
Yeah,
and
it's
if
the
you don't
receptors
know
on
and you're
your
too
cells that do
stupid
that.
and you don't know anything about computer, you'll click that button and you'll let
So
him in.
I-
But I
I
see him
was-
coming.
I was dumb enough and guilty of, I've clicked links and shit, and I click links in Discord.
I'll
that
click
ended
them
up
all and then stop clicking them.
putting malware.
You never want to click them back.
My two laptops that both got hacked through the Discord app. But basically, I think it must have been something that I downloaded from the Discord app, and I couldn't get into either of them, so I ended up getting the iMac, and I've got the hard drives out of them, and I found there was 8 malware files or whatever on one of the hard drives and 16 on the other one. So yeah, that was fucking Discord.
But I mean, what Discord server were you on? The Swears server or the gay porno server? I don't know, because I don't use the Discord app. I use Discord itself. I haven't got anything, but I also use Linux, so stuff barely runs. So I guess that's.
I'm just using Discord through the tab now. On
You see, when you've been
through the
operating,
Just
since you've been, when you've been operating a computer since a Pentium 496 DX4, which is before any other of the computers ever. Yeah,
Dude,
DX4. It was
been using
modified.
computers since '95. I don't know what the processors were back in '95, but that's '95 was when my dad.
Yeah, that's
got the
when
first
black
computer.
people first started hitting America.
Well,
right?
that 95 was actually before what I'm talking to you about. I'd say that computer was pretty much connected with Windows 98 and maybe the next version afterwards.
Yeah, to be hopping up
but anyway,
on 386.
So I was like 18.
Hang on, it was 1995. So how was it connected to Windows 98? No, it was Windows.
No, I'm telling you, I was
Windows. It was Windows XL, mate. Windows XL in '95.
No, what I'm saying is
No.
that when I started
It was Windows 95.
learning about
Right.
when I started learning about computers, Windows 98 was out. That's what I was
The
saying.
best version ever.
I feel old now.
I disagree.
Yeah,
95 was well, yeah, 98 was really
XP.
good, but 95 wasn't bad at all.
It was
honestly,
solid. You didn't fuck up badly.
Yeah,
You could do.
It,
XP.
it was one of the most stable ones, and
Yeah.
XP was also fucking phenomenal too.
Yeah, XP was pretty good.
XP, that was it, not XL. XP. Windows. Yeah.
What was
So
the
XP was after
trashiest
NT, so
release?
after 2000.
Was it Windows Office? That stupid trash where the goddamn little paperclip would come fuck with you for the rest of the time.
Oh my god!
God, I hated it.
Oh, the paperclip, the little helper.
I chewed through the entire freaking database on that goddamn thing trying to find some way to stop that thing from happening.
I've had
You know,
more
the
interaction
little
with people
paperclip guy was
complaining
cool,
about
man.
the
All right, I gotta
paperclip
hop
than
out of
I
here,
have with
guys.
the
But thanks
paperclip.
for having me up. There's a lot
No
of black
worries.
men on another panel trying to rape my ass, so I'm gonna go there.
Yeah, it's okay.
He's
Next
good.
time, come back with a paperclip
Yeah,
You
free
know what's up?
paperclip.
You know what's
and
up,
dye
guys?
that beard. Dye the beard.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's
Fuck
up,
the
guys.
wife. Tell her to go
Hot
fuck
take.
herself.
All right.
Died hot pig.
So
El
I've
perro.
got this. So I've got this computer hack. I used to build and program computers when I was little, real little. And so your computers come with an antivirus thing already. Usually Norton or McAfee or something like that.
Oh, wait, no, Windows Defender.
Yeah, Windows Defender is the
Yeah,
base.
I turn Windows Defender off. It just fucking pisses me the fuck off. I wish I could delete it, but I did like Sasquatch. I've been looking through the whole fucking computer trying to find Defender, and I can't. It's like they fucking hid it somewhere.
Buried.
Where have you gone?
I don't know. Either he crashed or something OTW said just blew his mind.
No, it's just
Yeah.
impossible to get a word in edgewise. He's like, fuck it. He's not going to bother.
Well, no, I feel like we caught just enough of him to see his reaction to something that was happening on his desktop. He was like, it's gone.
Guess what? The virus is got out of control.
Well, that was short and sweet.
It was my fault.
Well, that's good.
El Perro, can you program Joe Cool's face into a replicating screen virus?
I just want his laugh to play over and over again and then dub up on itself.
Inquisitive archive. Right, where's it? And I'm getting I'm hearing something in somebody's background. Frogger on the Commodore 64, mate. Yes, not just Frogger though. Do you remember Bomberman?
Oh, I like Bomberman.
Oh yeah, I love Bob.
Yeah, me and my mate used to just sit there trying to bomb each other all fucking night.
Bro, I'd spend like freaking like the whole night through. You know, like how does that called?
An all-nighter?
Nuit Blanche. It's like an all-nighter. Like the sun would be coming up, and we'd still be bombing each other.
Yeah, man. And Overdrive. Do you remember that? One of the best.
I know I'm skipping a bit here, but the original GoldenEye 007 on 64 with the four-person screens, we had weeks where that thing would not even turn off unless the power blinked.
Yeah. And the whole screen was split into the four bits, when you had to get used to what corner you were in.
I had a buddy of mine who had one of those big ass projection TV jobs.
And the thing is, you could work out where everybody else was because you could see.
Dude, I'd shoot you before you come around the corner, bro.
That's it.
You would come around the corner and catch a bullet that was already shot.
And that golden gun was a bitch, man. Somebody had that.
What about maybe a
One
little bit
bullet
around
dead.
the same time they had on PC Counter-Strike? You don't know that one?
I never got into.
I played a bit of it.
I know I didn't play it. I played GoldenEye.
I didn't like it.
I didn't get sucked into it.
I didn't get into
GoldenEye.
I played Ghost Recon instead.
Ghost
Oh,
Recon.
I
I'm
played
playing
Ghost
Ghost
Recon
Recon
too.
now. I'm playing Ghost Recon Rainbow.
I love
Wildlands
that
right now,
game.
mate.
That and
Fucking
Rainbow Six, man.
epic. Like you're clearing Bolivia of
Wildlands?
the cartel. Yeah, Wildlands, man.
You want
Fucking
to play
love it.
Wildlands together?
Yeah, mate. Definitely.
Me and a buddy of mine were playing Wildlands.
I'm on the
You know
Xbox.
that big, huge base down in the south that's like spread out over a huge area.
Does it cross-platform? Because I have PlayStation.
The one after does, but I don't know if Wildlands does.
What cross-platform?
Yeah,
Well,
what's the
you
new
could,
one
like,
called?
PlayStation and Xbox can play the same game together.
Breakpoint has a crossover.
I didn't know that because I mean it hasn't. It's only been in the last few years there's been crossover between PlayStation games and PC, isn't there? Like
Yeah, well, I think it all started with Fortnite. Is it possible? Was it Fortnite that started implementing cross console?
No.
Yeah. It was
Because
one
you
of the
play on, like,
one of the
3
battle
different-
royale.
Figures the
Was
first
it
person I meet on YouTube that plays Wildlands and you don't have a PC.
PUBG was was before Fortnite.
Yes.
Yeah, but
PUBG was fucking epic, man. That was really.
I was
I
so
enjoyed that one.
ingrained
I didn't
in,
like the cartoon style of Fortnite. I like it to be realistic. I want to feel like I'm actually wearing, wearing army gear and using real army weapons and fucking shooting lead.
I was
Yeah,
so into
Milsim.
like Call of Duty during those times that I was like, I didn't like Fortnite in the beginning, and then when everybody kind of like fucking really moved over to Fortnite, I just finally decided to go and play there, and I let go of Call of Duty. But hey, what the hell, It's like gotta follow the crowd.
So, Denizen, you're playing Wildlands on a PC.
I have, yeah. Like if you had said you had PC, I would install it right now.
So I came up
listen.
earlier to try to express a firsthand experience, so hopefully others could use that right to know and actually learn something. So I was going to explain something, but rather I found a different way. So I'm just going to ask everybody, all those Xboxes and everything, do you have to have a security app on those? Think about that.
Oh, I've already thought about that, right? I've already thought about that. He's just popped in, dropped his wisdom and gone.
Thank you, Kara.
I've actually
speaking.
thought about that. I've thought about that because I thought, I've got a VPN for my laptop and on my iMac, And should I have a VPN on my fucking Xbox?
That's the thing. Is a VPN is another freaking. It's the same thing as the antivirus. It's a scam.
No, dude. No. It's not a scam because you can watch stuff that's blocked in your country. You can watch it from a different server.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not a scam.
It's not a scam. It's a bit of a honeypot for anybody who thinks that they can download really dodgy stuff onto their thing and it's that it's not going to be traced or whatever. They're not going to be able to actually be found out that it was them. I think it's a honeypot for that. But as far as hackers and shit like that's concerned,
Government follows those. They have ways of tracking you through those.
Yeah.
Yeah, the NSA.
Yeah. Your average hacker.
You know what is the best way to avoid those types of agencies checking up on you? Is not doing anything suspicious online.
Yeah. Yep. Daft Bumpkin.
Yeah, that's Bumpkin.
You know Bumpkin?
Yeah.
I don't think I've met Bumpkin.
What's up, man?
Welcome, Sith
up,
Lord.
How's it going? How's it going? I felt a lack of evil on this panel and decided, you know what? I think there needs to be more balance on this panel. So I decided to jump up on here.
Yeah, see, that was the true prophecy.
Yeah, balance
that
is
he
a lie.
would restore balance.
And he did.
Not that he would defeat the Sith.
Exactly. Denizen gets it. Denizen gets it, right? Because who had the power, right?
The
in
Jedi.
the Force at that time. The Jedi, exactly. So
They
this
had their
fall,
noses up their own asses.
It is absolutely 100% about balance, right? In
Yes.
The Legend of Aang, the Last Airbender, the cartoon, the 3-series cartoon, at the very end, Aang knows he can't destroy the Fire Lord and destroy the Fire Nation because what he's meant to do is restore balance. So he takes, instead of killing him, he just takes away his powers to bend. And his son, it becomes the Fire Lord, and his son, he's already made friends with Aang. So it restores balance to the realm.
also,
And I think that's exactly
Which
what's going on here. I think
in the
what
Star
we're
Wars
fucking dealing
storyline-
with right now.
In the Star Wars storyline, with the prophecy of Anakin, he actually does restore balance to the Force when he eliminates the Emperor as Darth Vader in the sixth movie.
he restored balance twice in his lifetime. Twice.
So that's So he fulfills prophecy twice. Imagine that.
Yeah, because he was the chosen one. I stand on Anakin. Listen, nothing in the actual books, right? The actual lore. Like he doesn't slaughter the younglings in the lore. He also, that fight on Mustafar between Obi-Wan and him happens way later. There is like a solid 5 or 6 years where Anakin is Darth Vader in flesh, just like in flesh.
Right.
So,
I always hated
before
that movie because
he's
it slaps a whole bunch
Before he
down
gets
into
his-
like 3
yeah.
scenes.
Right. And also he was lore-wise, he was way better of a Jedi Master. like ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Also,
Swordsman.
one more
But-
thing. The transition from Anakin to Vader wasn't immediate. It was partially a byproduct of learning Sith ways, partially a byproduct of being shit on by the freaking Jedi, and partially a byproduct of losing bits and pieces of his actual human self along the way.
And
Because he was
his
a war
mother.
general.
The loss of his mother, I think, tips the scales there.
Yes, the loss of his mother did, but it was a loss of his mother, right? And then they literally did the thing the Jedi said they would never do. They became soldiers for the Republic. Then they send Anakin, an 18-year-old, onto the front lines to commit atrocities.
right, and it's another demonstration.
Yeah, I guess that
of
doesn't
how-
help the moral side of things.
No,
There's
there's
another
one more
demo-
layer to that.
Hang on,
Hold
it's
on.
another.
Go ahead.
It's another demonstration of how the same man was capable of great good and great evil.
In the actual lore through like extended universe and whatnot, most of the clones were not mostly fighting robots. Most of the enemy troopers that the clones were fighting were people. They were aliens and people, and there were robots units that were mixed in with them, or there's some fronts where there were all robot fronts. The robots were used in places they didn't have CIS troops.
Yes. But the CIS troops were for sure CIS troops, and they were like not human, but they were organisms. They were
people.
They were clones. They're all the same dude.
No, not CIS. The CIS were actual family people, like
yes,
people.
Conscripted soldiers.
Yeah, yes. Conscripts, exactly.
It's only in the
enforced.
It's only in the movies during the Clone Wars does it portray it as just robots, just droids, right?
That's where the atrocities come from. You can't commit atrocities against droids.
Exactly.
I think Anakin was screwed once Qui-Gon got killed.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
Even before he lost his mother, that was the turning point. Because it was really, like, in a way, it was Obi-Wan's fault. And he needed a father, not a brother.
Yeah, also, the fucking hypocrisy of the Jedi is just wild. Do you know there's a Jedi Master had 5 wives?
Yeah.
Dooku had a wife after he left the Jedi
Right.
Order.
Well, he had 2.
Yeah.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
You need to turn that down a little bit.
He really didn't.
Oh, sorry.
He had one that well, I don't know if he called her his wife, but no one else really recognized it as such. But he met her. They hooked up. He was in the process of getting that what they as scriptman or whatever, where he gets to go back home and be the. He was one of the wealthiest men in the galaxy, and he was like king of his own world, and he was the only begotten son of a family that had been around since the dawn of the Republic. And the Republic looked at the Jedi and was like, hey, we know that he's a Jedi master and all that, right? This guy really needs to go back and father at least one son or daughter or something, because we can't lose this family. They've been so dedicated to the Republic. Irony.
Very ironic. And Dooku eventually left as well. But also, there was a Jedi Master on the Jedi Council at that time that had 5 wives because he, quote unquote, his species had dropped so low in numbers that he had to repopulate.
That was the Corellian. Yeah,
it was a Corellian. But still, hold on. That's still hypocrisy, though. That's still hypocrisy, no matter what. Doesn't matter if or what's or buts.
I had absolutely no idea that this was going to turn into a study of the lore of Star Wars. But I love it.
I'm so sorry, man. I come up as Darth Pumpkin.
No, I love it.
Happens every time.
I love it.
I was having Star 5 wives of hypocrisy.
Because to the Jedi, right?
I'm just going to make some coffee, so you boys carry on.
Yep. To the Jedi, you cannot have any personal belongings or any personal like relationships, right? That is the Jedi way.
You can't be attachments. Thank you. Yeah.
You can't be attached to anything, right?
Oh, okay. So
that was their crux with Anakin, because Anakin had an attachment to Padme,
his
right?
mother.
Yeah.
And his mother.
To his
before
mother,
Padme.
too, yes. Yeah.
Right. And that was their major crux with Anakin, because he originally became a Jedi Padawan when he was way older than he was supposed to.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, then why is he supposed to care about the little the foundling or the young ones that he killed if he's not supposed to have any attachments, right?
Well, that's the whole thing, is when he fell to the dark side, he was given a command by the what's his name? Anyway, I can't remember.
Palpatine.
Well, in other words, yeah, exactly. In other words, the Emperor. And he just he followed orders, man.
Yeah, should have been fine with that.
But that just made him ingrain himself even further into the dark side of the. It just made him even.
As a point of reference, right? That slaughtering of younglings only happened in the movies.
Right. Exactly.
What? Oh.
If you don't donate money, I'm showing up to your house with the PVC pipe.
Where's the
that has
donate
flames
button?
on the outside of it.
Hurry up! Where's the donate button?
Oh fuck! Here, gotta put this in the. There.
If it were up your
There
ass,
you
you'd
go.
know.
Did you get that, OT?
Hold on a second. It must be caught up in the number in the fucking internet somewhere, dude.
Yeah, it'll get there.
It might
Dude,
take 24 hours.
Is that a fax
Exactly.
machine I hear?
A fax machine.
Wouldn't it be awesome that you just showed like the bill in front of the screen and it would just transfer into your bank account?
Have you ever seen one of those, Pumpkin?
I've seen,
You know
yes,
what a-
dude. Yes,
you know
yes.
what a
I
fax
know what a
machine
fax
is?
machine is. Yes. At my work, I kid you not, there is a fucking fax machine in a back corner
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah, that's a good point. You work for the government.
Yeah, I
So
work for the government. It's
do-
still
you
sitting
do
back there.
So you still
totally
know how to
all about
dial a
fax
phone?
machines.
Dude, that
Yes.
means you still know how to dial.
Yes. Occasionally, like we stopped using the fax machine, right? They stopped using the fax machine years ago. But occasionally, I'll get like a random call from a bumfuck county somewhere that like apparently is just stuck in the old times. I don't know. They'll be like, can you accept this warrant over fax? And I'm like, fax? What the fuck do you mean?
The fuck is a fax?
Can't you just email it to us?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I remember one time when I first started working there, I told my sergeant, I'm like, this county is asking to fax over a warrant, and they're like, and he's like, fax? He's like, tell them to update their system to the 2000s or something like that, and then call us back. Fucking wild, dude. I didn't know there were still agencies that use faxes, man. I didn't know anyone
Yeah,
uses
the
faxes
NSA,
still.
they
I think
start-
some are
Yeah.
still required to by law because they have a certain amount of time that they have to keep fax machines.
That's crazy. That's a
think
level of
30 years, I
bureaucracy that I
heard, one
hate,
in-
bro.
It's like going back to dial-up on internet. Imagine that.
Oh my god, imagine trying to do these streams on dial-up.
Impossible. Dude,
No
it took
way.
27 hours to download a boob.
I know. Actually, I don't know. That was before my time, but
There was still dot pixels.
Yeah, it was a dot matrix printer, so you couldn't see them.
see, I was lucky, right? I was lucky because I'm only 25, right? So obviously, I should not know what dial-up is. I should not know what fax machines are. I should not know what any of these things
You
are.
don't
It
know
was
what
way before my
dial-up
time.
is? Oh
I
my
know what
God. Hey,
dial-up is.
dial-up. All right. Okay.
No.
'Cause that
I know
is
what
like-
dial-up is.
wow.
And I'll explain how I know how it is, okay? Because I was, born in 1999, right? I am 25, but I was also raised by my grandparents. My grandfather had dial-up internet until I was 13 years old.
Time travel.
So you had AOL.
I got
Yeah.
it.
America Online.
Got mail.
So I'm very familiar with dial-up, and it was like pulling teeth with that man to get normal internet.
Normal.
I'm like, Grandpa, we're living in the Stone Age. You keep complaining that stuff is freezing. It's because your internet is a dinosaur.
My first corporate job was walking people like your grandfather through manually setting up their dial-up
Oh,
connection.
dude, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I would wish that on my
blindly
worst
over the
enemy.
phone, bro. Because there was no remote desktop in those days.
Oh, and usually the problem is always between the screen and the chair.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But I
my-
mean, walking an 80-year-old through manually setting up a dial-up connection is fun.
We call that an
That
OD10
all by
error.
itself is.
I remember having to fix my grandfather's computer because he would click on a bunch of fucking ads. And I'd be like, okay, Grandpa. I mean, normally, if you weren't such a cheapskate, I would tell you to throw this computer out and get a new one because it's like that's going to be more efficient than what I'm going to have to do to this fucking thing to make it so you don't have all of these viruses, dude.
Well, imagine like he has to change his dial-up, but then he realizes the computer doesn't like follow with the new internet.
Yeah.
So it's still lagging, you know?
That's exactly what it was. And then he went out and got one of those. Oh my God, what the fuck were they called? It's like HP makes them, It's like an all-in-one desktop computer, and it's also touchscreen as well. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, those things are terrible.
Yeah, I actually have one of those.
Yeah, they're so terrible. They're so slow.
Well, I think mine's all right, but I do have shitty internet, so I mean,
you're wrong.
You're wrong.
All I know
Just
is
say it, dude. Facts be facts. You heard the truth.
I'm
drop
not
them.
worthy. I'm not worthy. Let me, let me bow
It's
down.
okay, dude. You're fine. It's that computer that is the devil itself. We had so many problems out of those things. I worked at a company that quote unquote updated to those, and so there were like 14 that came in the box. We had to set them all up. None of them, I shit you not, no two of them were identical.
Oh my god, that sounds like AIDS.
That sounds like a
Dude,
scam.
I thought I was losing my mind. I started trying to like
that
think
sounds
this
like
stuff
Timo.
fucking didn't work, and poof, this one over here would take over as the dominant one. And it took me forever to realize that the reason that was happening is because it had the best processor. The rest of them were older and had just been stuck on the truck and sent this way, you know.
My dad had a Gateway, Zephyr. My dad had a Gateway. I remember that. It was a laptop.
Yeah.
He had one of the first, because he worked. My dad was the managing director of a microelectronics company in America, so they were supplying all of the electronics for the computers when they were first hitting the market, really in the late 70s, 80s, and Dad was right there at the start of it, so he got one of the first laptops that came out with the LCD screen and everything. And the first game that one of the first games they ever did was Digger. Dig
Dug.
Dig Dug, that's it. Dig Dug.
And I want to
put Digger, yeah, same thing.
Let's put this in perspective, right? Keep in mind, okay. My grandfather, I found out after he died, was not a poor man. I thought I was poor growing up, but he was, let's just say,
frugal.
He had a mill when he died, right? So explain to me why I had a flip phone until I was like 14.
Because he
Character.
was smart.
That's how he had the mill.
Because
You
he
were
was
building a
smart.
character.
Literally, I asked. He's like, "This builds you character. I don't want to give you a smartphone. I want to give you a flip phone because it builds character and makes it so you value the things that you have when you do have something nice."
When
And
you
honestly,
get it
Dude,
yes.
exactly, yeah, and I got it myself. Yeah,
It was probably the smartest thing he did, man. I mean, smartphone, smart, secret military, audio reconnaissance technology or whatever it is.
okay.
Smart. It's like there's a reason that people in the third world they've still got fucking smartphones. It's like they wanted everybody to have one.
Are you no,
There's a reason.
not everyone in the third world. There's one continent that doesn't have internet. The majority of them don't have internet. And when that region of the world gets internet, it's gonna be fucking like internet death, right? You want to know what that area is?
Go on.
India.
Wait a minute, they don't have internet?
Show me Bubs.
The majority of India does not have internet. The
Look,
moment that they get internet, it's going to be internet death. Do you know
I
how
don't
bad
think
Indian
90%
scammers are
in
now?
India. But Ramsheed helped me with my Cash App, and it works now. That no one better mess with Ramsheed. I will come for you. He is an angel and a saint.
I'll tell you, right? Angela at A1 Computers, she's Indian, and she's
And her name's not Angela.
she's cool, man. No, it's not Angela. Of course, it's not Angela.
No, I had to get this guy to tell me his real name, and I don't think he did. But it's funny as hell that he said Ramsheed. That's awesome.
Did he actually help you with your Cash App?
I
Dude,
don't know how accurate that is
I
about
had so
India
many
not
flags on my Cash App that they had completely shut it down. It was like this. Right after I set up my Cash App, the number that I used was apparently a number. My phone number was used by someone else to set up a separate Cash App. The day I set up my Cash App, I got $250 deposited in it in $2 and $3 amounts. I set it up right before my birthday, and I got a bunch of them donations on a live stream, and every single one of them bounced back. It was a nightmare. When I get in there and I'm talking to the guy, he calls over his supervisor. They have a three-way conversation on a speakerphone type thing. And eventually he's like, just fix it, and walked away. And the guy was like, all right, I've got everything I need to be able to fix this. Now I'm going to, do the thing. And 20 minutes later, done. He stripped everything out, set it up as a brand new Cash App, post-dated the damn thing, and then sent me a $1 request with an apology on it from Cash App. Dude, I sent him $1. And I got to keep my money. So like the money that was on it, like the $30 that it actually went through before they started bouncing things back, I got to keep that too. No complaints. I'm telling you, I'll come for you. Fuck with Ramsheed. See what happens.
It's too late. I already killed him.
Got killed by AI.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way,
an AI, I don't care. If Ramsheed was AI, fuck with him. See what happens.
Obi-Wan never told you the truth about Ramsheed.
have you heard the story?
I
Ramsheed
am
the
Ramsheed.
I find your
I am Ramsey.
By the way, I'm going to put you guys onto something. Everyone watching in chat, right? Go out. Oh, my sister's calling me.
I thought it was a Spartacus moment. Okay.
Why is CJ the only one chatting in my chat?
Oh no, he's just chatting aimlessly. He'll completely overrun the rest of them. They're chatting the same amount they usually do. CJ's just like freaking spice fingers over here. He's just like
Shout out to Nathan
CJ
and
in computer terms is overclocked.
So
CJ,
fun fact, everyone in the
Gary,
chat,
Moonrocks, shout out to you. Look,
go out.
Anybody else?
Yep, go out to your local farmers market, right? And get you some natural raw honey, because there's a bee farmer in your local area that sells that shit. It is worth every $1. Get yourself some raw honey, right? If you're a coffee drinker, just pour some milk and put some raw honey in that shit, and that shit is better than anything that you will ever put into coffee.
So
local
honey,
creatine and mushrooms in that too.
Local honey is one of the best things for your immune system.
Dude, it's so good. And it's real, it's like you're basically trading, right? This processed shit creamer that is not good for you, which is high in unnatural glucose sugar. And you're just trading that for some milk and honey that is better for you, better for your immune system. And also, it tastes better. It tastes better, dude.
You're only going to get real natural honey from a farmer's market. You're not going to get it from your supermarket because
you will not get it from the supermarket. Yep, you will not get it from the supermarket. I specifically buy my honey from a local kid. He's like 11 years old. He's a beekeeper. I think he has like 13 hives, something like that. I get mine from him.
Apiary.
An apiary, yeah. I actually want to end up when I've got my nice little plot of land. I'm going to keep bees on it.
Do it, man.
I want to get myself a hive and harvest my own honey.
I can't wait to get. I'm going to get some land.
I was actually planning on doing the same thing, but that's honestly, I have to be honest here and say it's kind of scary. Does that make any sense?
Why?
But not that I'm scared of bees. No, I'm scared of like not being able to care for them properly and
okay, I could see that.
You're scared of the hive collapsing.
Right, exactly. That's like I think that would be one of my biggest fears.
I think there's a real thing between like good beekeepers have a relationship with their bees, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that comes from that comes from you. So if you know you're a good man and you do your best, and it's like you can only do your best, man. If your hive gets infested, if your bees get infested with some sort of lice or something like that, that's not your fault, is it? Necessarily, it doesn't have to be your fault. Shit like that happens, man. You just have to.
It's a natural thing.
Roll with the punches is part of, and also, we're meant to fail, aren't we? We're meant to fail so that we learn.
Do you want to get into philosophy?
Who is it that said?
Inquisitive Archivist. We'll get into a deep dive on the benefits of bee venom on my channel at some point. I've been meaning to do that for a while.
I don't know about bee venom, but I know that the
seriously,
honey...
bro. Beef sting therapy has been miraculous for some people involving arthritis, certain types of autoimmune issues, and whatnot. It does things, and it's not entirely quantifiable. It does better things for some people than others. Some people react badly to it. It's just kind of one of those things where you got to try and see if it works for you.
I think the whole anaphylactic shock thing.
Yeah,
but that's something that our bodies are doing as a result of something that's been introduced into our diet that's not supposed to be there.
A lot of the stuff that we eat is not supposed to be in our diet.
That's why people are having anaphylactic shock against peanuts and, you know, all kinds of stuff. My first girl, the first love of my life, she was allergic to fucking everything. It was ridiculous, man. The only sweetness she could have was sucrose, and she had to have just the plainest diet ever. Even if I wore aftershave and kissed her, she'd get a rash because of the aftershave. Like, and anything that was on my skin that touched her skin affected her. She had really bad.
You sure she was human?
She got really bad eczema. Well, dude, she was studying to be a midwife. Like, she was the most loving, beautiful person, man.
That does suck that she was allergic to all that stuff. Then,
yeah, man. I mean, it's one of the things that was so endearing about her, you know. Like, it confused me because I am quite picky, right? And I would have thought that somebody with a bad skin condition would have, you know. Because I had to rub her cream in. She had this steroid cream. We didn't know back then that steroid cream was really fucking bad for your skin. So I used to rub this steroid cream into her skin. And, man, it's probably fucking destroyed her skin now. But
yeah. I'm going to make another cup of coffee with this honey.
Do you know what I was
going to say? It's addictive.
That, right?
You're going down the path to the dark side.
I don't like the taste of coffee with honey in it.
What?
I don't like it.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I don't like it.
You just get used to it, dude.
Plaintiff, smack this man's balls.
I'm having, maple syrup. So I've stopped using sugar. I've stopped using white sugar.
What, do I look Canadian?
I do use condensed milk. And I know condensed milk has probably got fucking processed sugar in it, but it sweetens it enough, you know. It makes it nice and creamy and sweet, like I like my coffee.
Yeah, there's xylitol too.
I like my coffee like I like my women. Hot,
Xylitol
sweet,
sounds like,
you know,
xylitol
I always
sounds
heard
like it's come out of a factory.
I was told that coffee is, if you add something to black coffee, that it's no longer a coffee, it's a beverage.
Yeah, alcohol.
Like, coffee should be drank plain.
I don't like alcohol in my coffee. I used to put it in there because I thought that was the cool thing to do. But I actually don't like coffee in my alcohol in my coffee. The only one that it actually gets by is a Barraquito. Right?
I mean, Irish cream isn't bad. Like,
it's just whiskey and cream, really.
It's whiskey and cream. I mean, I think that's just the Celt in me, though, that makes me like that. So
yeah, I like that.
The thing is, when you drink enough of it, it starts to coat your tongue.
Yeah, I don't do the cream part, just the whiskey.
Nah, see, I couldn't drink whiskey. It made me fucking. It made me. Right, listen. That's it. That's enough of the soundboard from you. All right, I told you. This is my fucking show, so the only one that's having soundboards on here is me.
Agreed.
Is me. It's more. Do we So when I get back, we're gonna
no
talk
arguments
about
here. Wasn't aware that you didn't want any of that. Sorry about that.
When I get back, we're gonna talk about philosophy and Nietzsche. I hope you guys are ready.
Always ready for philosophy.
Nietzsche. Uber meat.
I was oh god, who was it I was listening to the other day? Dostoevsky. I went to sleep listening to Dostoevsky. Well, obviously not Dostoevsky, but some AI fucking video that had basically, summed it all up in 3 hours. Philosophy while you sleep.
Subliminal philosophy. That's interesting. Yeah.
I listen to all kinds of stuff going to sleep, man. Mostly it's cartoons.
I listen to 432 hertz and 528 hertz when I sleep.
Yeah, I've got a really good website. It does binaural tones and stuff.
Yeah.
But it only really works if you've got it in your ears. And I don't believe in Bluetooth. So
Yeah, I don't do binaural beats at all.
And I don't have a cable long enough to reach my bed and have it in my ear. So I just don't bother. I don't bother listening to it. I just use
pure tones. I don't use binaural beats. I don't like them at all.
It depends. It depends what you're using them for. They're not good. Binaural beats aren't good for sleep. Binaural beats aren't good for sleep, but for concentration and stuff, sometimes they're good. But creating ambience, there's a nice Japanese garden that you can set up, and you can adjust the volumes on everything in there. But or you can have the Australian outback with the Australian birds. Hear a kookaburra in the distance, and a trickling lake and whatever. You can set up these beautiful ambient situations. I got that from Callum.
Oh, yeah.
Callum gave me the link to that one.
So here's the thing about Nietzsche.
Where is it? Come on.
Go on.
I like Nietzsche.
I
pretty much have.
It's a tone generator, so it's got 3 channels. You can play a pure tone.
Right.
So I don't like those binaural beats.
So you play it. So basically, you play it on your phone. You have your phone on the sideboard next to your head.
I've got videos downloaded on my computer with pure tones.
All right. I
use that for travel. Yeah.
I put my phone as far away from me as I can when I sleep.
Someone said in the chat they put on documentaries, and don't know how I know stuff. LOL. Yeah. Documentaries. It's funny. I do that as well. You'll subconsciously remember stuff, like little information, but the problem that you get into, you don't actually technically remember where you know that knowledge from. So when someone tries to call you on your shit, you're like, fuck. Well, where did I actually hear that from? What source am I gonna pull out of my ass right now?
That's the story of my life with that, right? I've got all this stuff stored in my brain that all this stuff over since 2009, or technically I guess since 2000, all this experience, all these things that I've read, all these documentaries I've watched, just white papers, fucking all this stuff, and I can't reference, and I can't actually give anybody a reference of where where I'm pulling any of it from.
That's why whenever I'm looking at a documentary, I'm doing it merely for me, right? If I ever actually want to use data or stuff like that for a debate I'm doing, I will specifically find the data and then I'll bookmark it. And then
that's
so I just have
debate.
them ready to go.
That's why I don't get involved in these proper organized debates.
I've never had an organized debate. I've had maybe 3 or 4 organized debates in my entire life. Most of the time, it's just on a panel. Someone wants to be an idiot. I slap them around a little bit, and then we move on. That's usually how it goes. But I've been around since 2016, so.
The YouTube panel verse, man.
Yeah, I'm a Griffno State warlord, homie.
The interesting thing about this panelverse thing is that people seem to feel like they've been in it for a really long time, but Actually, panels as they exist now have only existed for the last 4 years.
Yes. Before this, it was it was
you had to know the creator, or you had to be,
Yep.
you had to be a creator yourself. Basically, that was the only way that you could be on any sort of panel, as if you were a creator yourself. That's why I became a creator. That's why I became a YouTube creator, so I could speak to Richie from Boston and shit. I never got to speak to him in the end, but I created my own little corner where people came from the different communities, and in the StreamYard, when StreamYard came out,
StreamYard changed the
game. It was a game
Yep.
changer, definitely, because it
Absolute game changer.
opened the door to people who aren't creators. But the trouble with letting people that aren't creators in is that they come in with shitty equipment, and they don't really know what they're doing. There is a learning curve with being a YouTube creator, making videos or going on panels. You've got to, in the end, if you're going to do it on a regular basis, you have got to get some sort of setup, even if it is just a headset, plug-in headset.
Something. But yeah, the YouTube, this has been relatively new. Before that, it was places like, Ethan Ralph's, Bloodsports. It was very niche sections of the internet. I remember, I think before StreamYards, what people would use would be Google Hangouts. I remember that.
Google Hangouts and and Skype. And
Skype. Oh my God, Skype.
I caught the tail end of Skype and missed Google Hangouts completely.
Google Hangouts.
I got the tail end of Google Hangouts.
Google Hangouts
because
was cool because you just needed somebody's email.
Yeah, Skype
So
Skype
cool.
failed because people figured out how you could dox through Skype. Like you could legitimately just grab someone's IP through Skype. So it was absolutely just
it used so much of the processor as well. So if you had if you had a 4 gig of RAM laptop and you had Skype running, nothing else would work.
Nothing.
In real life, is the lad with the British accent currently in the UK? I don't know about a lad with a British accent. My accent is English.
You just love it when they get that one confused,
Fuck
don't
that
you?
British shit. I'm not currently in the UK. I got the fuck out of there in 2009. A year after the crash in 2008, when I saw in 2008, I told everybody what was going to happen in 2008 as far as basically prospects for anybody white and single and, young men, basically. There were no, unqualified young men.
Don't worry,
I
buddy.
brought the snack.
Well, fuck. There were no prospects anymore.
Don't worry, buddy. Don't worry. The American Anglo will go over there and save the homeland. Don't worry, buddy. I got you.
Dude, I thought, fuck this. I'm gonna go out where it's nice and hot, and where there's tourists. And they
I get you. You're in Australia now.
No, I'm in the Canary Islands.
The Canary Islands. Damn.
What's up, Richie?
What's up, Romano?
Yeah, it's
not
it's,
Romano, not Romano.
Ricardo.
Ricardo.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. I was just looking at the comment from Romano, and it, yeah. Sorry, mate.
Cool. No worries.
how you
How's it going, everyone? You all right?
I'm doing good.
Just chilling.
Chilling, cheating, robbing, stealing.
So if anyone wants to start with philosophy, right? You ever been interested in philosophy? Nietzsche is a must.
Nietzsche, yeah. He's good.
He is a must. You must read Nietzsche. And everyone has this opinion.
Everyone has this a bit nihilistic.
Yeah, that's the opinion people have on him, right? Because they're idiots and they decide to read Nietzsche. Nietzsche is not a nihilist.
It's like saying that Angry Casper is a nihilist.
Yeah. It's like Nietzsche is not a nihilist; he's a realist. Okay,
right.
That's the perspective he comes from. All right.
I think it's the ist that's the issue. It's the isting it.
It's the isting.
Anything that becomes an ist, nihilist.
They also say he's an atheist too. That he's anti-God, which I don't interpret that at all. when he says, everyone says God is dead. No one says the rest of it. God is dead and we killed him, right? No one decides to read. They just regurgitate shit that they hear other people say.
I haven't read any Nietzsche.
And Nietzsche wasn't.
Agree with you.
Yeah, Nietzsche wasn't even necessarily anti-God. He just said that we killed him. We killed the concept of God.
Yeah, and we absolutely did.
And we absolutely did. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
And he even said off of that, right? He even said off of that, he's like, man must create gods to prosper, or create a god to prosper, or become gods themselves to prosper. There can never be a non-entity. There can never be anything higher to appeal to, because we become unproductive. Yeah,
that's the issue that we're facing, is that we're dealing with people that actually do consider themselves to be gods.
Yeah, I legitimately have, I think, like 8 or 6 books by Nietzsche. I love him. Love the dude. Love what he has to say. Great concepts. I also do enjoy the idea of the Untermensch and Übermensch, but that's besides the point. The whole idea of the Untermensch and Übermensch
is it?
Huh?
Is it really, though, looking at your personal philosophy of the way you speak and the words you choose to use, is it really beside the point, though?
What are you talking about, bro?
I'll leave it right there. We'll talk about it later together.
I'm a straight shooter, man. I'm a straight shooter. I'm open and honest. I would never deceive or lie.
You trying to convince me or yourself?
There is no convincing myself of that
You can admit it. Are you an augmented human being?
No, I'm very much a human. Very much a human. But I'm very much a statist, and that's not very well received in these spheres.
I'm not human.
Okay, define statist from your perspective.
Nothing. Everything within the state, nothing outside the state. I believe in a strong state, strong governmental apparatus. I believe in a state is a collection of people, and that people should will their power against any foreigners or any inside foreigners. I think. Yep, go ahead.
Right, the United States, right? That was the whole point of it. It was meant to be the United States, but I think each state should, it should operate much more as the republic it was intended to be, with the states being basically autonomous. But you just have a working trade relationship between, and each state is a extended community, isn't it? Like they don't like us banding together. They do not like the minions, the peons
uniting,
banding together. Because as soon as we all band together, we realize that we don't need anybody else.
See, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, like autonomy, right? I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
If we are building a civilization state.
Right.
If that's the goal.
And there has to be a basic moral structure to that state. So you just have a basic laws that run that are universal.
Common law, you would say, yeah.
Common law, yeah.
Yeah.
The law of the land.
Yes.
God's law if you're religious.
So what if the United States of America just decided to start swallowing up the Commonwealth? Would anyone bat an eye?
I wouldn't.
I don't think that would happen. I think there would be
ever
a
happen.
strong opposition.
This whole fucking battle that we're seeing right now, I think Prometheus Updates has got it right. That this is basically, it's the British Empire.
Absolutely. And
the British Empire versus America.
I wouldn't say versus America.
The British Empire includes Israel.
Yeah. So the British, but the thing is, the British Empire has fallen. Like the crown. No. Listen.
Rome hasn't fallen. That's the deception.
It hasn't.
We are Rome. The United States is Rome. What are we talking about?
That's what I was pointing out. We're saying the same thing.
Okay. All right.
Well, I think what they did was what your absolute typical fucking nasty little piece of shit does, right? They metamorphosized into something else. They changed from the British Empire, and then they relabeled themselves as the Commonwealth, and they relinquished a lot of shit, but because basically they've still really got a tight grip on the money supply through, and that's the connection with it with Israel, was Bank of England basically, and central banking. So it was a strategic move that they made. They were losing, they'd lost, but they didn't want to lose completely, so they feigned defeat and left their seeds planted everywhere.
All of these empires were all taken over covertly by the Roman Empire. This is the thing. Everything was...
The Roman Empire was covertly taken over by what is now the state of Israel.
Yeah, they're probably like one and the same, in my opinion.
Yeah, basically, Rome, the Washington, D.C., Rome, and the City of London, right? That's the crown.
The thing is, right? I view it like this, looking at everything, right? Does central banking still have a lot of power? Yes, but I don't think that is inherently a British thing. I genuinely think that there's been this constant power dynamic between centralized banking and all of these other countries where centralized banking was in it, or empires, if you will.
It's only
right?
because it's only a British thing, an English thing, because basically they own the City of London. The City of London is not England. It's not part of England. It's a state unto itself, just like the Vatican and just like Washington, D.C. That's why it's part of the three crowns.
You wouldn't put that but you wouldn't put that on the British Empire. You'd put that on self-actors that cannibalize the empire to further their goals, right?
Right now, isn't there just a bunch of little mafias? You know, they're all operating against each other at the moment. But
they are operating against each other.
They all do have the ultimate goal of like a technocracy. Digital CBDs, all that. But control of the human body, mind, and function is pretty much what all of them are after.
I'm gonna send an AM message directly into the chat here. Alpha Damien. I would love for you to come up on the panel because I've been itching to slap someone around a little bit. So I would love for you to come up on the panel, please. Also, if you're gonna say fascist, you might want to spell it right. I don't know what a fascist is. I don't know what a fascist is, though.
Fascists.
Those are the chubby fascists that you never hear about.
Well, I mean, I can't really speak to that. I can't really speak to that.
Is a statist a fascist? Is that that would be the first question. He claimed he was a statist. So that's like on the table. But is a statist a fascist? Now that's the other question.
Not necessarily. So God damn it. Here, let's show my hand completely here. Yay! I love when I do that. Statism and fascism is separate. Statism is it's a part of fascism, but fascism in of itself is a completely separate ideology, right? It's based around statism, but it's also based around ultra nationalism, and it's also based around old myths and stuff like that. I don't want to get too complicated with it.
So, in other words, statism is like Demerol. It's a derivative of morphine.
Sort of,
just
yes.
a derivative of that particular.
Right. Like when I say, I believe genuinely politics is power, right? I believe that no matter who wields that power, they're going to try to continue to wield that power. Right. That's why whenever I hear people complain, like in the U.S., right, I believe we would live in a uniparty, but still people will be like, oh, the Democrats or the Republicans, right, are doing this and this and this. Those two entities are just wielding power. If it was flipped on the other side and the other side was doing it, the other side would complain, right? That's why I just kind of like dismiss that, because that's just politics. It's power politics.
Two cheeks of the same ass.
Yeah, it's literally what happens.
So you're more of like the people decide. So that's more like socialist.
Yes, I believe a state is a collection of people, right? This is also why I get into it a lot with a lot of libertarians or ANCAPs, right? Because they like to say, you know, like, we don't need a state, and I'm like, well, a state is a collection of people. So as soon as you use any force, right, in a collective way, then you have already formed a state, right? Like that. That
but
is
isn't a community also the same type of system?
Yeah.
It's like it's also an organization of people, isn't it?
Exactly, absolutely. No matter you cannot get a
fucking fascist, fucking fascist, fucking fascist.
That's not me. I'm not using the soundboard. It's not me.
Not me.
It was me.
It was you.
I didn't mean to have it. I didn't mean to have it on loop. But yeah,
it's okay.
It just took me that long to fucking transfer it into my background music, because I can't if I want to play it on my soundboard, I have to loop the desktop back through the desk, and then you all get a fucking echo. So
yes, Jan God, you are right. UC is a far better filler than right. I know. Right is a terrible filler, and it's something I have to work on.
I've got an idea.
What's up?
How about getting back to a true democracy?
I think democracy is a false god. I think democracy.
Let me take a swing at this philosophy.
I agree with that.
The democratic
Well, first of all,
process
can I know what your name is, Mr. Jedi Master there with the
Star Bumpkin? Stars Bumpkin.
Bumpkin. Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to know who I was talking to.
We've talked before, OTW. You've been on my show.
Yeah, but you didn't have that avatar, did you?
I did.
I can break this democracy thing down real quick. Democracy is the method by which 51% disenfranchised to 49%.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't
sound very fair.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically, you know, two guys and a girl. Two guys decide they want something. The girl decides she doesn't. You know, I don't see.
Two wolves and a sheep. It's less sexual.
It's the building blocks for fascism as well. Democracy is the building blocks for fascism, because, I mean, that's what they kind of did in 2020, 2021. They created a fascist movement to silence everybody and get everybody to step in line with getting the jibby jab.
Yeah. Yep.
Did everyone get it? No, I didn't.
No, but
a lot of people
big
did,
percentage
because they were coerced into it.
79% of the population, I could gather.
Really? That is a lot.
Oh yeah, that is a lot.
So you folks are not human anymore. Interesting.
Okay.
I am not a Black's Law Dictionary human.
Yeah, I didn't get it, even though they tried to get me to get it. I didn't get it. But the thing is, like, I think I'm gonna reframe this, right? I don't think that's fascism. Fascism, like I said, again, it's a very specific thing. It's a very specific ideology. If you want to say that's authoritarianism or that's good totalitarian, absolutely, I would 1,000% agree. But like, once again, like, fascism is a very specific ideology, just like communism, right? Like, we can all have our gripes.
Where do you think the American society is going? In which direction do you believe it's going? Because I believe when a society is in socialism, I think that spawns democracy, and after democracy comes communism.
After communism comes socialism.
I genuinely think that there is no direct direction that the American society is pulling right now. I think it's pulling in several directions. I think that you have several players trying to pull the population into several directions, and we really don't know what's
divide
going on
and conquer. Isn't that what isn't that written in the book of Art
it's
of
genuinely
War?
divide and conquer, right? You have the populists, you have the social democrats, you have the far right, right? Some would say I'm in the far right camp, but I wouldn't necessarily say that. But yeah, you have several different people pulling it in a certain direction.
I don't think it was an entirely natural progression into that. I think like the way that we used to operate, in the way our communities used to operate, the communities were so strong that it was essential for them to break down the community, right? They broke down the family. They broke down the community because the community is just an extension of the family. Right? They say it takes a village to raise a child.
To raise a child.
We used to have it right, and people that wanted to take advantage of that and rule over us.
I would say
it's individual. It's a type of person that wants to do that sort of shit. Right? And it doesn't matter what religion they are. Doesn't matter what color skin they got.
There should be
it's a type of person. It's a pathological, basically.
Isn't there an ideology that stems over freedom, like freedarianism, or I don't know how to, isn't there something like that where everyone just wants to be free of everything?
Well, I just had KC in the background. I just had KC backstage, and then he just dropped off just as I was about to.
He said in the private chat that he only came up here for the cat, and now the cat's gone, so he dipped out.
Oh.
But OTW.
Oh, he just came up for the pussy.
Like you say that. Yeah, exactly. You say that, right? But like, what is freedom?
Freedom is the right to choose. Whatever.
Well, I mean, not having to worry about some sort of ideology. I mean, being free in your mind as well as free physically. That to be able to do as you please, as long as you're not doing any harm to anybody else or taking things from someone.
Well, that's a circular.
Dostoevsky talks about, right? About what is freedom, and the fact that most people don't actually want freedom because of what freedom truly, what that really means. Like, you are free to go out there and just fucking fend for yourself.
Right.
You're free to do that.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, a very comfortable life.
Right. The thing is,
the system imposes that you.
Damn.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry.
Dave.
Go ahead.
You're good. But OTW, the thing about that is what you just said is a circular argument, because the more freedom that you give to a society, the more those people are going to have to worry about bad actors also obtaining that freedom.
Who will abuse that freedom.
Who will abuse that. But on the other side of that, if you strip those people of that said freedom, then therefore you no longer live in a free society. You see how it's circular? You see how it's like
it's actually a paradox in itself.
It's a paradox, right?
Yeah.
So like I think as an American, right, even though we're supposed to be the bastions of freedom, I think the concept of freedom is just defunct from the get-go. I think that there's no way to truly obtain a free society. I think it is as just utopian as communism. I'm not going to lie. I think it is legitimately just as utopian, because no matter what you do, you are going to have to strip some people of their freedoms no matter what.
Well, freedom doesn't come without responsibility.
Right, but wasn't there a law established in the Bible, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth? I believe that one was enough to keep people in line.
But that was Old Testament law. That was.
I understand that, but I believe it was a way of functioning that would keep people in line. You take my eye, I am taking yours. It's equality.
Right, but it gets out of hand.
Didn't work though, did it?
It gets out of hand because
you have to have fields
because of the human condition, because of the need for revenge and everything. It just ends up being tit for tat. It's like fucking Israel and Palestine, or Israel and fucking Iran. Like, oh, we're just retaliating for the thing that they did to us. Oh, well, we're just retaliating for the thing that they did to us.
They're going forever.
They send volley one way and then the other way, and all that happens is innocent people die. A lot of money exchanges hands. The rich get richer.
Yeah, I guess it's because it's at a larger scale when it comes like country versus country. But when we're talking about individual people, you know, it like not having it to go to a level where it's like a country versus a country, even though the story of the Trojan horse would argue my point.
I mean, OTW, even like I've tried, right? I've tried to go the libertarian route, but like my mind won't let me because the more I run scenarios in my head, for instance, right, the freer you make the market, the more corporations will limit the freedoms of individual people that live within the society.
So let me tell you something interesting I heard from Prometheus Updates. She says that libertarianism is basically, that's come from the British Empire. It was something that they created libertarianism because of the problems that it would cause.
Yeah. Huh. Like for instance, right? ANCAPs use this phrase all the time. What's the phrase called again? I'm drawing a blank. Social contract, right? You have a social contract, right? As long as you're not harming anyone else, right? Then you're fine. Okay, that's the concept. But where like the philosophy fails is, okay, you have one individual, right, that decides that he or she is going to harm other people. What do you do about it? If you want to individually go over there and handle it, what if that person is stronger than you? What if that person is more dominant? What if that person has more guns or has more firepower, right? Okay, so you have to get your buddies to go over there and do it, right? What have you inadvertently formed at that moment, as soon as you get a group of people together to go over there and handle it?
Yeah, a militia.
A militia.
You formed a militia. Yeah.
You formed a militia, which is inadvertently a collection of people that has the monopoly of power, which is i.e. a state.
I understand. I get where you're going with this.
Right. So
you're saying that it's inevitable in any which direction we take it. It's just always going to end up in the same point.
Denizen, are you sleeping right now, bro?
Who's sleeping?
Denizen.
He's taking a nap at 6:44 p.m. It's wild.
His IQ is too high for him to be sitting here with us.
I think it just sounded like he blew his nose. I thought he was awake and he blew his nose. I thought it was either him or Ricardo.
Well, if his brains were dynamite, he could blow his fucking head off.
I didn't blow my nose.
This is the day I go to sleep. You are still under my trance. Go to when I sleep. I'm not under a trance, so mate. I go to when I sleep.
That guy looks a bit like you, Max Vision. You look a bit like that guy.
Which guy?
This is the day I go to sleep. You are still under my trance. Go to when I sleep. I'm not under a trance, so mate. I go to when I sleep.
You're talking about the guy with the horns on his head, Max.
Yeah.
No. If he had glasses on, he's a bit thinner than you are, but
if he had glasses on, for sure, absolutely. Looked actually a lot like you. That's wild.
It's his doppelganger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got a few of them around.
Yeah. But yeah, so a state is inevitable. So if a state is inevitable, we should form a just state, right?
What about
no corruption.
Do you think
you know what we need? We need either a Justice League or Avengers or something like that could keep the order, and then everybody could live peacefully.
Easy now, little fuzzy man. No need for bad vibes.
There's the thing is you're just transferring authority from a group of normal people to a group of super people who have no more higher rectitude than normal people. They just have more power. You're just transferring power to a different group.
The state of the world today, man, you are never ever going to be able to stop that element that wants to come in and take control. We're not going to be able to do
you
it.
can
We're not
stop
gonna be able to
them.
stop it.
They'll just
Power
never
hungry.
stop trying. That's the issue.
Well,
It's
yeah, yeah.
You can stop individuals. You can stop groups, but you stop them, and the power vacuum is immediately filled by some other individual or group just
Trying
as
to do
nefarious,
exactly the same
or
thing.
more so.
And probably what they're doing is they're presenting themselves as helping you to get them out. You know, like it's just that element. I think it's a fucking yin yang thing, man. I think that we aren't gonna. We're always gonna have to deal with it because of the human condition as it is at the moment, right? We've been programmed to be like this. This is why we are like this, because of lifetimes of programming.
Mm-hmm. Denizen changed his profile picture, so he's back.
They've been at this for at least 200 years.
I was going to say
that's 10 generations.
But
but that's 10 generations, man.
Listen, as much as I like to talk about this date and all that, I just got to say this, all right? I just say this, right? If you are a young man, right, focus on building your legacy and focus on building your dynasty. Okay, that's all you can really do right now. And if that helps, build yourself and your family lineup, do it, homie. But besides that, there is nothing that is going to stop the cogs and the wheels of this system. Okay,
obviously. Well, the system is the Leviathan in the Bible, right?
But
it's
the
taking
system
over
only
slowly.
has legitimacy as long as the people give it legitimacy, right?
That
It
people
is
will always
exactly as this. Right, hang on.
Power is a curious thing, my lord. Are you fond of riddles?
Why? Am I about to hear one?
3 great men sit in a room. A king, a priest, and a rich man. Between them stands a common sellsword. Each great man bids the sellsword kill the other 2. Who lives, who dies?
Depends on the sellsword.
Does it? He has neither crown nor gold, nor favor with the gods.
He has a sword, the power of life and death.
But if it's swordsmen who rule, why do we pretend kings hold all the power? Power resides where men believe it resides. It's a trick, a shadow on the wall. And a very small man can cast a very large shadow.
Bro, I love that scene. I love that scene in the books. That scene takes place over like a week or something. They're locked together. They can't leave the space they're in. I can't remember why. I think maybe he's like under house arrest or whatever. And so the guy comes to him every day and has a conversation. And the whole point of all of this is to tell him kings only exist because people prefer to have kings.
Yep.
That's the whole point. And the power resides where people believe is saying the same thing. I don't think that was the quote from the book. I think that's something from the shows.
But it's funny you say that, Sasquatch, because Loki says exactly the same thing when in the movie Avengers, when he tells all of the people to bow down, and he says exactly those words: "Is that's what you want. You want to be ruled." It's an inherent need of humanity.
Right,
you are just doing exactly what you were created to do, right? It's like to bow down and kneel to God.
That's what these people despise and disrespect about humanity, about the collective, basically, because the collective are sheep and they need a leader to follow, right? Well, and we're never gonna. They will always exist.
Well, they think they do.
Yeah, but
they
will always exist.
But the individual needs to lead himself and stop waiting for a leader to show up, right?
No, dude. The point is, probably 70% of the population of the Earth, they are never, ever, ever going to reach that place where they feel that they have to lead their own way, because they are and always will be sheep. They're still. It's like they're young souls or something, you know?
Do you know why Loki exists in the later pantheons? The whole purpose of Loki is to represent free will. It represents free will and the cyclical nature of the Viking pantheon. They believe
he's
that
not malevolent. He's not malevolent or evil. He's a trickster. He's the trickster.
He's
who comes in just to.
Hence why he becomes the holder of the sacred timeline, and keeps everything in it together. And since he's the tree, the what's that called? As above, so below. He's both trees. The trees are able to make other branches and keep growing and expanding instead of collapsing. Anyway, you'd have to see the whole series.
I think there's a connection. There's a connection between Loki and Janus as well.
Yeah, the two-faced god, right? And it has to do with the fact that, so some of the stories tell you that Loki is evil, he's bad, he's going to cause all kinds of horrible things to happen. And then there are other stories where there is a truly just and righteous purpose that Loki finds out about. And he goes over and looks, and he's going to start his usual trash, but then he sees what they're doing and is like, oh, here, have a really cool set of gauntlets and some armor. That'll make that a lot easier. Just go fuck them up real good. It'll cause way more chaos than messing with you. And that's his purpose, is the selective free will that people extend inside the dome of what is perceived as power base, right? So whether it's a king, a jarl, a government, a freaking whatever it is that occupies the space of law and order and that properness and all that stuff, Loki represents the anarchists, the people who go their own way without explaining anything about why they're doing it. They just look insane and evil from the outside, but if you go look at why they're doing the things they do, it makes pretty decent sense typically.
I think we're missing a fundamental thing with individuals. Okay. I think I'm gonna start preaching this, right? Think about every single dictator and think about every single strong man or every single king throughout history. All right. The first ones, right? We're not talking about the dynasty, because that doesn't count. I'm talking about the first kings, right? What were they all? They were all hyper individuals. They had built themselves up so much, and then they willed their power onto the population.
I mean, as far as the narratives that we've been fed about them, I honestly, I think the royal thing, this royal narrative, has always been connected directly with Rome and the church, right?
And Shakespeare.
We've only really had. There were kings before the Romans, before the Roman Empire came in and brought Christianity to the UK. We had kings, but that's why it became the United Kingdom. You had Mercia and Shropshire and I forget what the different parts of the UK.
You had kings before that too,
right? But they were more like tribal leaders. They were more like the head of the tribe than kings in the sense of monarchy as it is now, where it's all pomp and ceremony and all fucking parades and just pomp and ceremony, man. The whole pomp and ceremony of the British royal family, it's ridiculous.
It's disgusting, isn't it?
It's fucking disgusting because
I believe
the
real kings,
blood, sweat, and tears of the people. And in the 1800s, around the same time as there was the fucking revolution, the Civil War in the Americas, we were going to have a civil war in the UK, but they managed to stop it. They managed to fucking stop it and scrub history of it as well, so the English people don't realise that we did actually try and kick out the monarchy mid 1800s. We were done with them.
I think real kings were like, Ragnar in that Viking series on the History Channel.
And the whole Viking thing is actually 6 kings, isn't it? It's not.
I think kings were more like 6. That. Those were real kings,
Doesn't the Bible say the kingship was descended from heaven? After
I think so. It's like because you had like I think you had like a bloodline that was connected with either Jesus or
David,
Abraham or something.
Well, it comes from King David, doesn't it? Like our royal family, our queen claimed direct descendant from to be a direct descendant of King David. And at the same time, Prince Charles is a direct descendant of Vlad the Impaler.
That I believe, yeah.
Crazy.
Vlad the Impaler was not. The story about him, it wasn't a character that everybody's been made to believe that he was. He was somebody that basically stood up against. He was a Christian, but he stood up against the
Ottomans.
Catholic Church.
The Ottomans.
Yeah, he stood up against the Ottomans, but he wasn't going to be the Vatican's bitch.
I'm just saying.
He didn't bow
bad
down
neighbors
to
make great fences.
Say again.
Bad neighbors make great fences.
Yeah, he trained underneath the Ottomans, and then he decided that he wanted to pretty much do away with the Ottomans, and he was very successful in doing so. He was actually like, everyone else views Vlad like, oh, it's the first vampire myth. No, he was a freedom fighter that legitimately fought off the Ottomans and freed his nation. Like, you ask,
and he did use fear.
Of course.
That's why he impaled people on fucking. It was pretty brutal, but it worked.
Yeah.
Like Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
So Genghis Khan apparently encouraged all the horror stories because they did half the work. I mean, it's fucking Sun Tzu, isn't it? You're defeated mentally before you're actually defeated in physically.
Yeah, many cities gave up without a fight.
Oh, but Genghis Khan was conquering in ways that no one even knew of at the time. Like, he had a shit ton of daughters that he would marry off to other kingdoms around him.
Yep. I think we've been lied to about Genghis Khan, though. I mean, Genghis Khan was actually basically an Aryan, wasn't he? He was blonde.
Hold on.
Well, he had red hair.
Wow, this is fixing to get deep, bro. Bumpkin, take it away.
All right. I don't think that he was a quote-unquote Aryan, right? I don't think that he was blonde hair, blue eyes,
red hair, blue
He had red hair, but what I specifically think he was a Hapa. I think he was a mixture between Asian and European, right? Because he still had Asian characters, he still had the Asian features, right? But on average, height-wise, and mixed with the red hair, he was a ridiculously tall individual for being Asian.
It was like 6'2", wasn't he?
He was like 6'2" in a land of where everyone was like 5'8",
5'4", yeah.
or 5'4". Right,
Giants amongst men.
like a giant amongst men. Absolutely. Okay. And that tall trait is not very common in Asia, but that tall trait is very common in Europe.
Well, Iran and Barbary Coast, Algeria, Morocco, that's where they say that's the Aryan bloodline that's gone right through there. That's what Robert Sepper, the anthropologist, has determined.
Oh, the whole Caucasus, and Barbary Coast. Yeah.
So, I'm 6'3", and there's a guy here. He's Italian, little Italian old man. He's like now with his scoliosis and whatever. He's hunched over, and he's probably about 5'5", 5'6", and he's a couple of times he's just said to me like, "Jesus, you are so tall." Because when he sat down, he's looking up at me like, and I said, "Gigantes." And what's his name? Grandpa Stiltskin. He goes on about he's a giant. He's a fucking giant. And I'm thinking, you're not a fucking giant, mate. You're not any taller than I am. You're heavier.
You're the same
than I
height,
am,
right? Yeah.
But we're the same height, and we've probably got the same sized hands. Hand span wise. His fingers are going to be fatter than mine, and his palms are going to be fatter than mine, but our hands will still be the same sort of size.
He's more filled out, isn't he?
It's just heavier set. I've always been lean. There was a time when I trained and I was doing, I was hod carrying, so I was lifting concrete and bricks all day, and then getting back and training in the gym. So, and at the time, I was like 95 kilos of fucking solid ripped muscle. But it takes a lot of work to be like that.
Sure. A lot of training.
Well, it's just, I mean, it's fucking great, but it costs a lot of money, especially nowadays. Back then, that was in like the 90s, early 2000s, before my car crash. We've got the pastor in the house. He's let his hair grow a little bit.
He's here to tell us how nothing in history ever happened.
How you doing, Rocky?
Hey, Rocky.
Can we hear you?
Is that my man?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep. Turn 4.
My shirt. Look at my shirt.
Fuck you.
Fuck your feelings.
Ah, fuck your feelings.
Nice.
I like it. It. Yep. I like it.
I'm just glad you're wearing it.
I want to go back to the days when it was sticks and stones may break my bones, but
words will never hurt me.
I like getting feelings fucked.
Everybody's become too sensitive, and that's exactly what they wanted.
It's a good time.
They wanted everybody to be so sensitive that you could actually injure somebody with words, or they could perceive themselves to have been actually injured, harmed, threatened, made unsafe.
What does sensitive mean?
What does sensitive mean?
Means sensitive means you're sensitive.
It's another word that's been weaponized. It is another word that's been weaponized. There's different forms of sensitivity.
Yeah, it sounds like deliberately emasculating feminist bullshit to me.
Like the end of my penis is sensitive.
Nice. I like that part.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get rid of that. So, in that sense, I'm a very sensitive guy. The end of my penis.
Maybe we should use that phrase more often.
So there's being sensitive, right? And then there's being in touch with your feelings. Like understanding and being in control of.
I thought that's what sensitive was.
That's what they passed it off as, but it turned into victimhood.
Yeah, it was this whole psyop, definitely.
They kind of obligated your senses with your feelings and yeah, because your senses aren't your feelings.
Wait, senses aren't feelings?
I don't think
so. Okay, women are women.
There are emotional feelings, and then there are physical feelings, right?
Right.
And women are
you don't feel your emotions physically?
There are emotional feelings that can be felt physically. This is the whole point, right? This is the whole point of why we've all of our education is focused on the male hemisphere, logic, reason, sense, all of that shit, and they don't. And the emotional side of things is seen as woo woo and girly, and not taken seriously, right? But our emotions are probably the most important part of being a human. Is having these emotions that affect your state of being and can cause you to do either really great things or really bad things.
Yeah, but you're supposed to be in control of your emotions. You don't let your emotions overtake you. You let your you don't let your emotions overtake you.
Right, and that's what they've done. They've encouraged.
Tell a man to deal with his emotions the same way as a woman does.
No.
Women are very good at manipulating men. Women manipulate men through emotions. They start crying and and they try to give you a guilt complex and make you feel guilty.
I shut down. When someone does that to me, I shut down. I'm going to be less receptive to you.
I'm not.
The best thing to do is just leave. Just leave and separate yourself from it.
The sort of people that do that are, have generally.
If we were men, if America allowed men to be men, sometimes you might have to slap a woman in the face.
I think one of the things that lads are missing, right, is good mentors.
Rocky,
I think I would have liked to have grown up with a good mentor, and now I'm in my late 40s. I look to a guy, an American, right, a real life fucking cowboy, who trains horses, who wrangles horses, who drives cattle. He does all of it, man. Dry Creek Wrangler School. Anyone heard of him?
Nope.
No.
Dwayne from Dry Creek Wrangler School.
Well, it's funny.
I'm going to get him up right now.
That's a synchronicity because I was listening to a Christian channel on how to be a good mentor today.
He is a Christian, right? But I've got so much respect for the guy. I wish he's like the father figure that I never had. But he's honest. What I love about him is he's honest, and he says, like, I am not the same man as I was 20 years ago. Like, when he became a dad, he wasn't this cool guy that he is now. When he became a dad, he was a different guy. Hang on, let me share. Oh, you like this one?
Wrangler School. As you can see, and as you can guess, I'm doing a video this morning on rifles on horseback.
I'm just going to take it off HD. Hang on a sec.
I did a video, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago, handguns on horseback. Got a lot of good feedback on that. Got a lot of requests to do one on rifles. Now, I've touched on this subject 2 or 3 times, but we'll cover it again today, and we'll go into more detail.
This is not this is not like the content that he normally does. His channel started off as he was teaching people or showing people, talking about training horses, basically. But then he realized at some point, how training horses has a lot to do with the communication that you have between people and how people operate. There's a similarity, or there are similarities, parallels that can be drawn between the two. And his experience in life. So he does talks like...
Sorry, I had to step away. I'm back. What are we watching
My
now?
horse isn't behaving like that.
Oh, I've seen him before.
I have to start.
So, like, always approach people from the side and something and stuff. Or sorry.
His hat.
Chilling. Because it's what I need to do. And, and I've found this is just going to be rambling, okay? We're just going to sit here and ramble for a little bit, if you don't mind. In the horse world, one of my biggest complaints from the very start, when I started trying to learn to train horses, learn to understand horses, started watching videos, all the horse trainers who were putting stuff out that were trying to show you how to fix a problem with a horse, the horses, it was obvious to someone who worked horses a little bit. The horses had been worked,
By the way, just a little background, right? Yes, I have a secret little desire that I always wish that I'd been a cowboy, like a real cowboy, not on the movies cowboy, a real cowboy like this guy. And there's still part of me that kind of wants to go out and turn up on his doorstep and just like say, listen, I'll do whatever it takes to just be your fucking protege or whatever, you know? Because I want horses, I want to keep horses, fucking love horses. And I've always wanted to be a cowboy, man. That's one of the reasons why that's one of the reasons why this guy is like my adopted mentor now, and has been for the last couple of years, because I can relate to and I agree with so much of the things that he says, but he's living the life that I always wanted to live.
Do it, man. Nothing's stopping you. You got this. Do it. Reach those goals.
They have a in Harris County, Texas, they have a prison where if you go to prison, they put you on a ranch and you learn how to raise horses, train horses. So just go to Houston.
It's a great prison.
Break some rules, and maybe you can learn some horses.
I found Dwayne a couple of years ago, CJ. I found Dwayne a couple of years ago, so I didn't find him through you. I'd already found him, mate.
What about ponies, like smaller horses? Would that be the same?
So
okay.
I've got my this female interest I have in Spain. If we do end up together, she wants horses as well. So she loves horses. She was brought up with horses.
Size has a bit to do with how horses respond and react. There's a lot of throughput between like Mustangs, old world horses, and like Shetland ponies. But there's one significant difference when dealing with them. Shetland ponies are less responsive to where you're looking. For whatever reason, like normal sized horses get really upset if you try to stare them down. Like they do not like being stared at. Shetland ponies don't seem to care. I mean, they might not like it, but I think they're too small to really do anything about it, and they know it.
Shetland ponies are quite funny, actually. They've got incredible little characters on them.
My family raises horses.
I like horses. I like fucking
and cows.
Yeah, I've always wanted to have a.
I like fucking horses.
Okay.
You like screwing them?
I like my sister started horse riding when she was really young, and when she started, I went with my mum obviously to drop her off, and I straight away I was like, nah, I want to go riding as well. So we both got booked in for riding, and there was this Arab, it was called Sherman or something. I can't remember exactly, but I wanted to ride that horse, man, and they wouldn't let me ride it. They said, no, it's too. He's too flighty. He's too, boisterous. No, and so I got myself a job working at in those stables at the weekends. My mum would drop me off at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'd just start working. And because I knew if I got to work with those horses, I could build a relationship with them, right? Because I've always had a connection with animals. So I just went and I talked to him every day. And then eventually one day they let me ride him, and I was the only person that he didn't try and buck. He never once tried to buck me. And I used to just talk to him. I used to just like lean over and whisper in his ear, tell him how fucking awesome he was, and So I reckon I'm a horse whisperer. I just never found my wings.
Yeah, man, I've always wanted to own a farm and or more a ranch and raise Highland cattle, Highland cows. Always wanted to do that.
I wouldn't. You guys mentioned that. Do that because then I'd have to be involved. I'd have to then be involved in the slaughter of those animals once they reached.
Sorry, when you guys talk about this subject, because I have a barn. I have a barn that's like built for like horses with horse stalls and everything in there.
Get some horses, man.
if you live in the city and you own a horse, you can rent a stable. They'll take care of your horse. You come and ride it whenever you want to. And it's like,
Imperious.
How much does that cost?
I recognize that name, Imperious.
my sister did that.
What I
My
recognize
sister
the name
once
Imperious.
Imperious is blocked on most channels I associate with. It's not my fault. It's his fault.
Imperious is wild. He's kind of like unpredictable, but he can be cool. I'm speaking from my own experience. I've had him on my panels, so
Yeah,
it all
I'm
depends on
blocked
what.
by other people because they're a bunch of queer pussies.